Hello everyone, welcome to the ichimokucharts.com daily analysis for the S&P 500 for Wednesday, April the 18th, 2012. Well, a black body candle today as opposed to the large white body candle that we had the previous day. The previous day's trading began a trend in the first time frame to the upside, and that followed a spinning top doji type candle that set the market up for that change of trend. Previously the trend was down with the candle making a lower high and a lower low. The next day's trading, a candle that made a higher high and a higher low in a very large white bodied candle. For that day's trading, the buyers took strong control of the market and showed strong commitment, and they did just close the market above the Kijun Sen, which is now offering itself as resistance in this market. And today we have this small black body candle, and the market has failed to go on with the move to the upside, but certainly hasn't changed the trend back to the downside. The trend to the upside remains in force, but the buyers failed to maintain the commitment that they had on the previous day by failing to take out the previous high. Now the area around that high from the previous day's trading coincides roughly with this area around the 1400, the 1389 level, where we saw the market find support, and it was tested on 1, 2, 3, 4, roughly 5, 6 occasions, and now we're seeing some resistance come into the market around that area. The small black body denotes a change of momentum from the buyers to the sellers, not strongly though, because it's only a small black body. So the amount of net progress that the sellers have made today is very much smaller than the amount that the buyers made on the previous day's trading. But the sellers did close with control of this market today. And throughout the trading day for today's trading, they showed some decent commitment to taking this market lower. As I've mentioned, the buyers found resistance up around the Kijun Sen, which is trading at 1389.88, and we saw the market come off. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is above the clouds, so we have a bullish market in big picture terms. A bearish market, however, in the medium term time frame by trading just below the Kijun Sen, and yesterday we broke out just above there but failed to go on with the move. And the market is also trading above the Tenkan Sen, and that means that the market is bullish in the fast term time frame. So the market's bullish in the long term time frame, just bearish in the medium term time frame, and bullish in the short term time frame. Looking at the Chikou span here, that's above the corresponding price action, so that's confirming the bullishness that we're seeing in big picture terms in the short term, but failing to confirm bearishness that we're seeing. So we could see this market find support down around one of these levels, around the Tenkan Sen, which is trading at 1379, or this important area of previous resistance, which may now act to support at 1378, becomes an important level. We can see here it was a swing high where the market was rejected from, and then we had a strong breakout up above there. 2 trading periods ago the market found resistance there once again, but we broke out above, so we should watch that as an important area. Down below there we should have strong support down at the 1370 level, and then down around the cloud, and the market will be interacting with the cloud around the 1367 level, so that will hold as important support for this market. To the upside, if the trend does continue up, and remember that the first time frame and the second time frame trend is up, we can see is the market making a trough, a peak, a higher trough and a higher peak, so a change of trend in the second time frame as well. But to the upside, we do have strong resistance just above where the market's trading in this zone, extending from around this 1386 level up to the around number 1400. If we do break out up above 1400 in a bullish way, then we could see the market trade much higher up to around the 1422 level, but we will need to test that level successfully before that happens. So some mixed signals in this market, a market that's maintaining its bullishness in the long-term time frame. No strong bearishness in this market at the moment. We have seen the the buyers lose control of this market, but there is a strong possibility that the market could test higher and test 1400. Next, moving to gold, and here we see continuation of the trend to the downside. Previous day's trading we had a candle that made a lower high and a lower low. Today we have a candle that made a lower high but a higher low. So a candle that's failed to change the trend to the upside, so the downtrend in the first time frame remains in force. A black bodied candle, and the size of the black body has extended on the size of the previous black body. So these sellers have gained some downside momentum. They've made some stronger net bearish progress on the day between the open and the close, and that could be significant for this market. The market for the previous 2 days trading also found support at the 1643.7 level, and that's a level roughly where we've seen strong support come into this market. And we see it tested by these shadows on these candles on quite a few occasions when the market tested around that level and the buyers came in. Today, the buyers failed to come in and the market has closed down below there. So there is a possibility that we could see the market test down to around the 1625.7 level, or even down to the swing low around the 1613 level. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is trading down below the cloud, so we have a bearish market in the long-term time frame, but we're also trading below the Kijun-sen and the Tenkan-sen, so that's significant that the market is bearish in all 3 time frames. Looking at the Chikou span here, the close is below the close of the previous of the corresponding price action, so that's confirming the bearishness that we're seeing in the market. It's also below the cloud, so there is a possibility that the market may go on with a move, but as I've said, there's quite strong support down below, and it wouldn't surprise to see the market bounce once again off this level. So a bearish market in all 3 time frames, some potentially strong resistance around the Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen, roughly around 1655, and then strong resistance up above there to the 1667 level, and at the top of the cloud roughly around the 1680 or 1677, 1678 level. Now on to light sweet crude oil, and today here we see a black body candle, a change of trend to the downside with a candle that's made a lower high and a lower low, and a day where the sellers have taken control of this market as opposed to the buyers on the previous day's trading. Previous day's trading, the buyers lost commitment as the market interacted around the Kijun-sen, and that is trading at around 104.69, and the buyers, even though they were in control for the previous day, it was only fairly weak control. Today we've seen the buyers lose commitment again at the Kijun-sen, and we saw the market attempt to trade above there, and the sellers come in. They've come in a bit stronger for today's trading, and they have taken control of this market, although it's only fairly weak control because they didn't close the market down towards the low. We've closed between the midpoint level and the low. The market did today find support at the Tenkan-sen at 102.88, and that will be an important level. We can see how the Tenkan-sen for the previous 1, 2, 3, 4 days has acted as an area of support for this market. So moving forward for tomorrow's trading, that will be a very important level. That area also coincides with the bottom of the cloud at 102.88, and we can see the market tested below there on a couple of occasions and found support coming in. So we have a market that's really bounded by strong support below and strong resistance above. So the strong support is at the cloud around bottom of the cloud 102.88 and the Tenkan-sen, and strong resistance at the Kijun-sen at 104.69 and the top of the cloud, which coincides with this area of resistance at 105.31. In terms of Ichimoku, the market is neutral in big picture terms by trading within the cloud, bearish in the medium term time frame by trading below the Kijun-sen, but still just bullish by trading above the Tenkan-sen. And the Chikou span is below the corresponding price action, so it's not confirming what we're seeing in big picture terms, but confirming the bearishness in the medium term time frame. So a market where we've got very much mixed signals in all time frames. In the short-term time frame, in terms of the short-term dynamics, we do have the sellers in control. They have changed the trend to the downside. There is a possibility to test to lower levels, but strong support below, but strong resistance overhead.